who said that Africa cannot be part of the solution. That when Africa is being discussed, it's only being discussed in the context of the problems.
If there's one thing that everyone, especially us the Africans, have understood is that Africa has always been at the tail end of anything. We do not get any respect on the international scene. And maybe somehow we might not have deserved it, right? Because, like I have said it, I have always been very clear here. If you are someone that somebody else is doing everything for you, how can you come out and start asking for respect? Respect is not given, respect is taken. If you want people to respect you, you must prove to them that you deserve their respect. I have said it here countless times.
Who said that Africa cannot be part of the solution. That when Africa is being discussed, it's only being discussed in the context of the problems. And our voices are limited to, oh no, you are victims of climate change. We will help you to manage situation. We will manage you to deal with adaptation. We will look for some little money for mitigation. We do not want to be in that corner. We want to be in the conversation about the solutions. And we have what it takes. And shortly, I will be proposing to you why I consider that, in fact, the reason why we have been in a circus for all these years, it's because we as Africans have not stepped forward with our capabilities to provide the solution to this challenge of climate change.
So, I was so happy when I came across this video about the president of Kenya, William Ruto, saying that Africa needs a change. Africa needs to have an equal saying on the international scene. Africa needs to be a continent that can speak out with one voice. If there's one thing that has really tarnished the image of Africa, is the divide and rule policy. Africa has been carved out into tiny little pieces so that it will be easy for Westerners to manipulate us. Now we have 54 countries with different leadership, all having different agendas. How can these 54 small countries compete against America? How can they compete against Russia? How can they compete against India, against China? How can they compete against Brazil? How can a country like Gabon compete with a country like America? No way. They can't compete. In order for Africa to get or to seize its desired position on the decision-making table, Africa must prove to the world that they can all talk with one voice. That Africa can talk with one voice. And my only worry when things like this come up is that we've all seen this happen countless times in Africa. Someone comes up with a very great idea and sell this idea to the rest of Africa. And while Africa is dragging her feet, trying to think, trying to reanalyze things. The Westerners are plotting to take out the main person who brought up that idea. They've done so in Africa like countless times. There are a lot of examples of incidents like this. When people start crying for African unity, the Westerners start plotting for the downfall of those people. It happens before, and the latest one was Muammar Gaddafi, that everyone knows of. He was the main man behind African unity. He was the main man behind a borderless Africa, so that Africans, 1.4 billion of them, can freely move across one country to the other. He was the main man behind the African Common Passport. He was the main man behind an African common currency. And he has always said that if Africa do not unite, Africa won't go anywhere. And what happened to him? They took him out. Just like that, he was gone. And the AU did nothing. They all sat there and watched. How toothless can they be? How spineless can they be? That an African leader will be taken out by the so-called NATO and no one does anything. Everyone went on with business as usual. But things are beginning to change. Like Bob Marley said, you can fool the people sometimes, but you can't fool the people all the time. So modern day Pan-African leaders all over Africa are all calling for a united Africa. And sooner rather than later, it will come to be. But you guys out there, what is your take on William Ruto's speech? Do you think that Africa is full of talking and no actions? That African leaders do the talking more than they do the walking? Let us know in the comment section below, because like always, we love hearing what you have to say. And also, please do not forget to like this video, share this video, follow our Facebook page, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel, because little bit of goodwill, like the one you're doing just now, help us a lot. I shall forever be grateful to you. So thank you very much for doing just that. And like always, see you in the next one.